Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on this video. My name is Winifred and I create crochet content tutorials. Today I will be talking about things I wish I knew before I started crocheting part 2. I already did a part 1, so if you haven't watched it, please go and watch it and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So as usual, I have my book here with my notes. I'm going to read them out. I wrote the points down and then I'll explain what I mean. So I'm going to start. My first point is you should learn how to count your stitches. When I started crocheting, I didn't know the terms, I didn't know the stitches, and I didn't know how to identify my stitches. I was a self-taught person. I taught myself everything I know about crocheting, and I'm still learning more. Even though I've been doing crocheting for a long time now, over 5 years now, I'm still learning because I taught myself how to crochet and everything. When I started crocheting, I didn't know the stitches names and everything. So you should learn how to identify your stitches and should learn how to count your stitches. It really helps, but for some projects you always have to count your stitches. If you don't know how to identify your stitches and count your stitches, you can't do projects like amigurumis because it has to do with a lot of counting. You have to make sure you have a particular number of stitches at each row, and that leads me to my next point. You should know the name of your stitches. You should know what a double crochet is, what a single crochet is, what a triple crochet is, what a treble crochet is, what a slip stitch is. You should learn the terms. It will really help you in the world of crocheting. I didn't know, but I learned along the way, so you should learn how to know it before you go ahead. My next point is you should know how to mark your stitches. If you, after identifying your stitches, you should learn how to mark your stitches, because as a beginner you always forget how to identify your stitch even though you've learned it. So stitch markers help you identify your end row and then your beginning row, especially when you're working in round. If you join your piece together and you're working in a circle, you need to use a stitch marker so you know when to begin or when to end your row, and it will help you have a straight edge or a straight line of finishing. And my next point is patience is key. If you want to learn crocheting, you should know how to have a lot of patience because it takes time and it's time consuming. And as a beginner, you may be doing some projects you think it's not going well and then you be discouraged. Just know that with practice you get better, so don't be discouraged. So you need a lot of patience when you are learning how to crochet. My next point, I've lost count of the points, so I'm just going to say minus points, and then I'll write the numbers on the screen. My next point is the type of yarn you use matters. In my first video, I talked about how I prefer acrylic yarn, but I'm learning how to use no cotton yarn. But acrylic yarns finishing on projects look better in my eyes, and acrylic yarns last longer. Because I'm here in Ghana, it's just easy accessible to, it's easy to access. So rather than the type of yarn you use for a particular project matters. So you need to know the type of yarn you should use for a particular project when you are crocheting. If you want to do splashes or amigurumis, you can use acrylic yarns, but when the big types, I don't even know the type of that kind of yarns, but I think you can use velvet yarn, you can use chunky yarns. So you need to know the types of yarns, and the hook size matters as well. The hook size matters because the smaller the hook, the smaller your stitches are, and the bigger the hook, the bigger your stitches are, and the sizes vary. So depending on what you want to make, you should know what hook size you want to use and what type of yarn you want to use. Also, YouTube is a very useful place to learn how to crochet. When I started crocheting, I used to come to YouTube to learn how to make a particular stitch or particular garments. I still do. I still use YouTube to learn how to do simple things, and then I join it together. You can learn beautiful stitches I've been using double crochets a lot, so I'm trying to change it and go to other stitches. So I'm learning stitches. I use lemon peel stitch because I really like it. It's stretchy, and when I make my garments, I really don't like to leave the back and crisscross with the yarn. I feel like that's, well, I don't like it. Let me not say something offensive, but I don't like it. So when I want to cover up my back, I use the lemon peel stitch, and it works perfect for me. So with the purple dress I did, I put it here, and if you've not watched a tutorial, go and watch it. That's what I use for the back, and I really like how the top turned out. It was really good. And my next point is, you don't have to turn it into a business just because everybody's doing it. If you want to learn how to crochet for yourself and crochet for yourself alone, yes, do that. And if you don't want to crochet for anyone, say no. If they ask you, can you make this for me, and you don't want to, just say, just because everybody's making it a business doesn't mean you should. You can just leave it as a hobby. When I started crocheting, I started making it a business, and I got to a point where I stopped crocheting for people. I stopped crocheting for people for like 2 years. I wasn't doing that, and now I started taking clients. So it depends on what you want to do at that current time when you're crocheting or you're learning how to crochet. Totally up to you. And my next point, which is the last point on my notes, is I wish I knew how to read patterns. I still don't know how to read patterns. I mean, it doesn't affect me because I have videos. I'm a visual learner. If you're a visual learner, that takes me back to my point where I said YouTube is a very useful place to learn how to crochet. But I don't know how to read patterns, and I still want to learn how to read patterns. I've been learning it on the side, small. But maybe very soon I'll take it serious and learn how to read patterns so that I can write patterns, because I want to write patterns and be able to tell the patterns, but I can't. So I'm more of a visual learner, but I wish I knew that before I started crocheting. But it doesn't affect me either ways, and it works well for me. That'll be all for my notes, and thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I don't know why you watched the video all the way to the end and you've not subscribed. Please subscribe and share this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.